Mented is relaunching. So let's get ready together and talk about it. By the way, I'm KJ Miller, founder, lecturer, and content creator, and I love talking about all things business, beauty, and pop culture. If you like any of that, be sure to subscribe. Now let's get into this. Okay, so I had to start with the zoom out so you could see the shirt. Because my brand is relaunching this weekend. I'm so excited, but now I'm going to get a little closer because we're getting ready together. I thought to celebrate the relaunch, I would do a full face of Mented and use literally as many of our products as possible. To know me is to know I usually keep it somewhat minimal. I'm an everyday beauty kind of girl, but I'm going to try and put on literally every product I can so that I can give you a little bit of behind the scenes, a little bit of the product development fun facts as I'm walking through each product. Because one fun fact to start is, in my capacity as co-founder and CEO, one of the hats I wore was head of product development. So every single product we have ever launched started right here with me, either started with my idea, or if it was an idea that came from the team, started with being tested on my skin and my lips and my eyelids and everything else. I would wear it for weeks and weeks, usually months and months, before it would ever see the light of day. And tweak the formula, give feedback on shades, try it on so many different skin tones. But it all kind of started up here. And so I have a lot of fun facts I can share about every single product that we've ever launched. And I'm excited to do that. So let's get into it. Okay, so first up is primer. This is our perfect prime. I know that my bottle is so dirty. It was my genius idea to go with white components, white soft touch components, and they just get beyond dirty. Yes, that was my genius idea. I stand by it. Fun fact about this. So this primer does two things really well. It mattifies and it blurs. And that is because of me and my co-founder. I needed blurring because I tend to have a lot of texture because of my eczema. She needed mattifying because she had really oily skin. And so when I was at the lab and working on the formula, I said, it's got to do those two things. Yes, I want the makeup to last, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. I want it to do what primers do. But it's got to blur and it's got to mattify. That's what this does. You can see, do you see those? Those are soft focus powders. That's what's going to give you the blur, but that's also because it is a powder in a stick form. That's also what's going to mattify. Now you can literally see it taking away the shine as I apply. And I can see, I don't know if you can see, but like the shine level that I had has definitely come down because it is mattifying while it blurs. Up next, of course, is our Skin by Mented foundation. I've talked about this product so many times, and look how little I have left in this stick. That's it. Look at that. That's all I have left in this stick. I'm going to have to scour my house to see if I have another one. I've talked about this before. Fun fact about the Skin by Mented foundation is I desperately wanted to do a stick, and I got a lot of feedback. We were working with a product development consultant at that time who shall not be named because she ended up being terrible. Anywho, another fun fact, who pretty much said, I don't recommend doing a stick because the best-selling foundations in the market are all liquid. Like liquid outsells stick formulas by something like 7-1. So she just was really adamant that we shouldn't do it. And I was really adamant that we should for a couple of reasons. Number one reason, honestly, being that I knew our customer, so many of our customers are not like super makeup wearers. We hear it all the time. We used to do pop-ups almost every month. We would hear it from our customers who would come to our pop-ups. We would hear it, we would survey every quarter. We would hear it in our surveys. Our customers were either consider themselves to be makeup novices or, very much kind of intermediate level. We had very few customers who considered themselves to be advanced. And that meant a lot of them wanted easy. And in my humble opinion, there is nothing easier when it comes to foundation application than a stick. So I was really focused on making sure we were serving the people who were actually in our customer set. Also, as someone who did wear liquid foundations at the time, I hated how messy they were. I just hated it. I always, because what I did was I would pour it on my hand and then take it from my hand. So then I've got makeup on my hand. I know people who would pour it directly on their face, which I think is just a mess. No matter how you do it, it's a little bit messy. I would travel sometimes and it would leak a little bit in my makeup bag. I found it messy. So I was really adamant. I was like, look, I think it's going to be better for our customer, who our customer is, who we know her to be. And I think it's going to be cleaner and logistically like easier. And cream formulas are very, very forgiving. We also have a big portion of our customer base that is 45 plus, right? So cream formulas tend to be very forgiving on mature skin. There were a lot of reasons why I felt a stick would just make the most sense. And ultimately, I was CEO. So I won. And we created this absolutely beautiful, super hydrating formula that really and truly looks and feels like skin. Of all the products we've ever made, I gotta say, I think I'm the most proud of our foundation. Okay, up next is our full-time brightening concealer. I wear the shade CEO. Here's a fun fact about this formula. And you can see I swear to you, I just got a replacement bottle of my concealer like a month ago. This is how much concealer I wear. Now, fun fact about the formula. We call it full time because it is full coverage and will not clock out on you. And we went with a whole working theme. So all of the names of the shades have something to do with work. This shade is CEO. We literally have a shade called Clock In because it will not clock out on you. We have a shade called Work From Home. We have a shade called Hustle, Peak Performance. You get it. Even though I love kind of like a everyday, I don't know if I would say natural beat, but yeah, kind of natural sort of beat. When it comes to concealer, honey, I want full coverage. I want it to pop, right? Like that has just always been my thing. Even if I'm doing kind of a more natural sort of look, I still want full coverage concealer. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like I look more put together when my concealer is full and bright. And that's just how I'm always going to be. Okay. So I remember when we were working on this formula, I was working with my PD team and we went through at least 3 or 4 rounds going back and forth because we just wanted it to be fuller coverage. And the lab kept being like, it's pretty full. And we were like, oh, but we think we could up it a little bit, a little bit more. And we did. And what we ended up with is truly a full coverage concealer. And it is brightening. Obviously you have to wear your shade that will brighten you, but it is brightening as well, which is so important to me at least. And while we're here, let's give a quick shout out to our Pillow Puff Sponge. Because let me tell you something. Now, this is real tea. For a long time, I did not even attempt to make or release any sort of beauty sponge because I knew it was not going to be as good as the Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender, obviously, they were the innovators in the sponge game. Shout out to them. I've met the founder. She's fantastic. They are the innovators, okay? And when I would try sponges from various manufacturers, they were never as soft. They were always far more dense. And to me, you've got to have that softness once it's wet because that's what's going to bounce on your skin. And you really need that bounce for a good blend. And I knew I couldn't do it. And so I was like, I'm not going to bother. However, I don't know if this is true. I suspect they had patented their foam, and the patent eventually ran out because when we went to do our concealer, I said, okay, I do at least want to see if I can do a sponge now. Now that I'm launching a concealer, I'd love to be able to launch a sponge with it if I can launch one that I feel really good about. So I went back to the manufacturers and said, send me what you've got, right? Send me what you've been making, but I want the best. I want the softest. And they came back with products that were way better. And after a process of going back and forth with our lab, we got to this sponge, which honestly is so good. Okay. I personally think it's just as good as Beauty Blender. I know for some people that's blasphemous, but I for sure think if Beauty Blender is the best, it's the second best. Okay. To me, to my taste, it's just as good. But I know there are people who swear by Beauty Blenders would never, ever use another sponge. And I get it because it's a damn good sponge. But if you were going to try another one, this one is $10. The Beauty Blender is $20. Okay, I'm just saying that's all I'm going to say about that. That's all I'm going to say about that. It is a very, very good sponge, and it's $10. Okay, so shout out to Pillow Puff. It's also, when it's wet, gets nice and big. I don't know. I like that. Maybe because I have a big face. I don't know. Maybe I have a lot of surface area, but I like how big it gets. I feel like it makes this process go faster. Up next is our highbrow pencil. It would shock you. It would shock you to know how many eyebrow pencils we sell, particularly now, because they're on Amazon as well. Ooh, the girls on Amazon, they snap these pencils right on up. This pencil, now if you've been following me for a while or following the Mented journey for a while, you know that I do not naturally really have any eyebrows at all. These eyebrows you see right here are tattooed on. Before I got these tattooed on, I got these done in 2022. You can go back and look at earlier Mented videos, no brows to speak of. So this pencil is what saved me. Anytime you saw me with the brow, you saw me with this brow on. And I will give you the tea on this pencil. What I wanted to do, kind of similar to the Beauty Blender, for me, the GOAT when it came to eyebrow pencils was Benefit. I used their classic Precisely My Brow pencil, and it is a fantastic pencil. Here's the problem. It's $26. And because I had literally no brows to speak of, I was going through like 2 a month. Now, when you're spending $50 a month on a brow pencil, you start to rethink some things. Like, I mean, come on. That's a lot of money. So I went into development for this pencil really and truly. My honest to God goal was to make a pencil as good as the Benefit pencil, but for less money. That was truly my whole goal. And shout out to Benefit because it is a beautiful pencil. But $26 is, I think, it's a bit much. So ours is $15. It's got just the best little precision tip. Like, it really lets you get so precise. And it comes in just 4 colors, but I promise you, 98% of people on this planet can use our brow pencils because we paid a lot of attention to like what shades are people's actual brows. Now, we don't have a gray. Let me put that out there. I've heard from people they want a gray pencil. I think one day we will have one. We don't have a gray. But our 4 shades are light brown, medium brown, deep brown. I wear deep brown and black brown. And I'm telling you, like 90% of the population can find themselves in this pencil. It is just, it's so good. It's so precision tipped. And the shades really are, like this deep brown, you'll see, matches my eyebrows perfectly. And there are so many brands out there. This was one of the reasons I actually liked the Benefit, because there were so many brands out there where like you could get black or you could get brown, but you couldn't get my specific shade of like, I mean, it's essentially, I know it kind of looks black to the naked eye, but when you really zoom in, it is a brown. It's just a very deep brown, and it is hard to find. I know some of y'all feel me on that. I know there is somebody watching this right now nodding along like, yes, girl, it is hard to find. Well, we've got it here. The shade is called Brow Down. It's a deep brown, and it's our #1 selling shade. Do you see that? This versus this. The color is perfection. So precise. I haven't even spoolied it out yet. And now we get to our setting powder. So Skin Silk is the name of our setting powder. And the fun story behind this powder is this. I have eczema. I have very bad eczema. So powders are quite scary to me because a powder can dry out your skin with a quickness. So when I went into development on this powder, I said I needed to have some form of a hydrating ingredient so that even though it's powder, there's something that's keeping it from drying out the skin too much. And so what we ended up putting in is squalane. And if you use this powder, you will feel that, because unlike some powders that can feel super chalky on the skin, first of all, it's very, very finely milled, but you're going to see it really does feel like silk. That's why we called it Skin Silk. I mean, that's what it feels like. It does not feel chalky. It does not, and it certainly doesn't look ashy. You can see that. Even if I wear our lighter shade, it's still no ash and no flashback when you're on camera. But finely milled, it's got that squalane, so it feels like silk. And of course, it does what a setting powder needs to do, which is set your makeup. All right, up next is our Sun Kissed bronzer. I use the shade Yacht Life. This is also the shade Jackie Aina uses, I happen to know, when she uses our bronzer. And she did repost our announcement about relaunching. Shout out to you, Jackie. You know I love you. You know I always have. I always will. And this is, I happen to know the shade that she used when she uses our bronzer. It's our top selling shade, and obviously I'm running out of it. So someone needs to send me some more quickly. But the fun story with the bronzer is part of my journey after launching Mented was figuring out what the hell bronzer was and how the hell I was supposed to use it. And I credit Jackie Aina for teaching me because I didn't know. I don't even know if I had really heard of bronzer when we first launched the brand, but if I had, I certainly had not heard of Black women wearing bronzer, and I really didn't know what it was for. So I had a whole journey. I would say this probably was like the first year. We didn't launch bronzer until I think year 3 of the brand, but I think it was during year 1 where I learned what bronzer was and how to wear it, and I learned that from Jackie Aina. So when I set out to develop it, I knew, all right, what I learned from Jackie is we are adding warmth to the perimeter of the face, and there are not enough bronzers on the market for deeper skinned women. So it was really important to me that we did not stop with this shade here, which again is our top selling shade, and works for, brown, deeper skin tone women. It was very important to me that we launched a shade deeper. So Out of Office is our deepest shade, and works for a lot of very, very rich skinned women. And that was really important to me because I knew this was a product that a lot of deeper skinned women felt like they were left out of. So I like to apply it right in here. Boop. Kind of bring it up onto the cheekbone. You see, it's so nice, so warming. Whereas over here, you can kind of see it's almost mimicking like what my skin kind of naturally wants to do. It's just amping it up a little bit. And what I love about this shade in particular, Yacht Life, is we did add a little bit of like gold shimmer, gold mica, just to give it even more of that sun-kissed glow. And we're just warming up the perimeter of the face. And by the way, I still refer to Jackie as Jackie Aina. It is still her handle. I know that she's changed her last name. She's married. Congratulations, Jackie Asamoah. What I don't know is, does she want us to call her Jackie Aina or Jackie Asamoah? I should ask her. I should just ask her. But I'm just, I'm used to calling her Jackie Aina. So it's definitely not, I don't want anyone to think it's a disrespect thing. I know that she has changed her last name on socials. I just also know her handle is still Jackie Aina. And sometimes, like I know a lot of women who have gotten married and still prefer to go by their professional name that they were known by historically. So I don't know exactly which camp Jackie falls into, but I just want to be very clear. I'm in no way meaning to be disrespectful. All right, up next is our Make You Blush collection. And the real story with the blush was simply that I wanted blush that I didn't have to be scared of. Blush was scary to me. I had tried on a lot of blushes in the past that were either very ashy or that kind of looked like clown makeup. I just was trying to avoid that. So I wanted a very simple selection of shades that were going to look great on brown skin, and that's what we developed. So right now, my 2 favorite are Clay Too Much. This has always been a favorite of mine, and Pinky Promise. So I'm gonna wear both of these, actually. I'm gonna start with Clay Too Much. It's a really beautiful, this is our top selling shade, a really beautiful kind of red brown mixture. And what's so great about it is if you want, you could just wear this instead of bronzer. It can almost double as a bronzer, but I just think it's so, so beautiful. Pinky Promise has just a touch of shimmer to it, so I think it's a nice topper shade. Okay, for our eyes, we have 2 eyeshadow palettes, but I am so obsessed with our Color Intense eyeshadow sticks. Like I said, I tend to be an everyday girl, and these sticks are so everyday friendly. And the story behind these is, obviously there are other eyeshadow sticks on the market that I did try because I wanted to be able to use a stick. I wanted to be able to be a one and done kind of girl. But those sticks that I tried, and these were some of the best selling sticks on the market. All right. I'm not going to shout out any, I'm not going to name any brands because I'm sure some of them work great for you. But when I tried them, first of all, they weren't pigmented enough. They did not show up on me. Second of all, the shades just were not flattering on me. And so I went into development on these sticks knowing I wanted shades that were really nuanced, like the sort of shade that you could put on just that shade and have it really look like you did a lot when you did not do a lot. Do you see that? Do you see how this shade is Pretty Penny? It's this beautiful sort of like coppery shade, almost like a copper bronze. And because it's got so much dimension, you look like you've done much more than you've done. All I did was put on this one shade, but I feel like I get compliments on it. Like I really did some work out here. And that's what I wanted. And then you can use your fingers to blend it out. I do like to take a brush. I'm not big on using my fingers for any of my makeup, honestly. Okay, we are almost done, but before I do my, eyeliner and mascara, and also usually before I do my lip, I do my setting spray. This is Better Setter, and the story behind Better Setter is I wanted a setting spray that didn't have any alcohol in it because, again, I have eczema, I have very sensitive skin. Alcohol dries me right on out, and I wasn't even sure if it was possible. Can you make a really great setting spray without any alcohols? The answer is yes, because we did it. Now, I want to be clear. Because it doesn't have any alcohols, what it doesn't do is make your makeup completely budge proof, right? Like you've seen those videos. I think Patrick Starr, his brand, One Size, has a setting spray that after you put it on, literally, like you can jump in a pool, get out, rub your face with a towel. It's not going anywhere. I love that. If that is the level of setting spray you need, 100%, I love it. No shade, no shade, no shade, no shade. That type of setting spray, is terrible on my skin, okay, because I do have very sensitive skin. So that's not what this is going to give you. This is going to make your makeup lock in place and stay in place for the full day. But if you rub your face, it's going to come off because there's no alcohols in it. Okay, all we have left is the lip, but I do want to give those of you who made it this far a little surprise as a thank you, which is what you see me wearing now is actually our next launch. It is lip oil, which is coming soon. Now, this is not the component, okay? But this is one of the shades, the one that I'm wearing here. I haven't even named it yet. I'm thinking of calling the collection Juice because it's so juicy. I haven't reapplied this whole time. I've been filming now for almost an hour. I haven't reapplied this whole time. So juicy. I love it. This is launching spring 2025. So that's your little sneak peek as a thank you for making it this far. But now let's get into the lips. I'm going to take this off so that I can put on my lip color. Now I'm going to do something I never do, which is apply a lip liner so I can give you the tea on our lip liners. First of all, we sell a lot of lip liner, and lip liner is the one product that is still mostly out of stock. We have a few shades in stock, and I apologize. It'll be back in time for our Thanksgiving. But this is the one product that this really hasn't happened with almost any of the other products. This is the one product we launched where I was like, I'm not a lip liner person. I don't really wear lip liner. So I had to really just trust. It wasn't one of the ones where I could trust my gut or what I was thinking. Is like I had to really trust, first of all, everyone on my team who actually wore lip liner and also our customers to develop the perfect liner. So what can I tell you about this liner? First of all, there is one matching shade to each one of our lipsticks. Second of all, the formula is very creamy, but also lasts all day. That's what I kept hearing. People wanted something comfortable, but they also wanted something that doesn't move because that's the purpose of a lip liner. So you're going to see this is M5. It matches our lipstick shade Mented number 5. It glides on so easy. And what's also so great about this formula is you can wear it all over your lip. It's that comfortable. Gotta go with the product that launched it all, our nude lipstick. And I am going to put it on in the shade Mented number 5. This is kind of a purpley brown, and really and truly, you might see other brands duplicating this sort of shade now. It did not exist before. And I know that because I tried every single nude lipstick on the market before we launched, because we were trying to figure out, does the world need this product? Like, we feel like we need it, but does the world need it, or does it exist? And honey, it did not exist. And so we set out to launch Truly Nuanced Nudes. This is a nude for my lips. My lips are two-tone. They are a bit brown. They have a little bit of a purple to them. That's why this shade is a bit of a brown, a bit of a purple. We wanted to make nudes that worked for women with skin like ours, with lips like ours. That's exactly what we did. And that's how this whole brand came to be. So if you made it this far, first of all, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you for believing in Mented. Thank you for continuing to support us. Thank you for all of the love. As you can see, every single product we've ever launched truly was a labor of love. And now that we are relaunching, it is for you, so you can continue to find the products that were made with your melanin in mind, and made because we believe every single person deserves to find themselves in the world of beauty. I hope you love this video. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you want to know, any questions you have that I didn't answer in this very thorough video. And if you love this sort of content, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you next time.